Right, so today I have a Wherpass to be looking at, and basically the Wherpass, it was given to people like if you joined the German army, you'd be given a Wherpass, and the Wherpass was basically a form of identification for basically the start of your military career until you were, deployed, and then you got a soul book, which I'll probably have a video on in the future. But yeah, it was a very comprehensive documentation book, and it was issued to all conscripts at the time. And this one was a early war version, as you can see by the eagle and the text. There was mid to late war versions. The mid-war basically being the same thing, but with the eagles being out. Sorry, the wings. There it is, wings being out. And then the late war, basically same thing, wings being out, but different text. So basically, the one that I have here for let's say the one that I have here is a early war one that was issued to Wilhelm. Can't pronounce his second name. And then Wilhelm here, he was in the Luftwaffe for quite a good time. You can see it back there. There's a text there, no idea what it says. So, opening the Wherpass, one of the first of the 52 pages, we're greeted with this. Basically, this is just kind of like most of your private information, if you will. So, there's his name, signature, then when he joined the military, there's a stamp right there. So yeah, then you have basically your contents, this is where all the pages are. I've basically I have translated most of this in photos, which I'll probably put up on the screen sometime. And yeah, so yeah, let's turn a page. Right, so here's Wilhelm. This is him. Basically, right? So when you were given this, it would be blank, right? But you'd have to put a photo in here, and they would stamp it with 2 stamps to see its authenticity. That was basically, how you could tell if the documentation was authentic. One of the ways. Right, so there's his name again. There's him. So then here we can see some more information. He was born on the 30th of May of 1905. That's his name, second name. His parents' names are here, and basically right here it says if they're dead or not. They weren't. There's nothing on that at the time that documentation was made. Just flick through some of the more pages. Yeah, some more. Actually, I have no idea what this page is about. There was little to no RAD stuff in the early war ones. It's a battalion. These are all the units that he served in. He served in quite a few. It's interesting is one of these say Luftwaffe commandos, which is quite interesting. These are just all blank. Now, what's interesting about Wilhelm here, that he trained with a Gewehr 98K, which is quite interesting because this is early war, so seeing that, there was the Car 98 wasn't really in, it wasn't really in full service yet. It wasn't really in full service yet, so it was quite interesting to see him training with the Gewehr. So, yeah, just most of these are blank. Here is the most amount of stamps I've seen on a page. I have no idea what this page is for. I've tried to translate some of this, and some of it's very hard to see with some of the Gothic writing, if you will. Now you see, this page is a bit of a mystery to me, because some people are saying that this is all the battles that he's taken place in, but I don't know what it is. His last battle, if you will, was on the 2nd of the 12th of 1940, which either means that he was discharged or he died, which is quite sad to think of. And I think the rest are mostly blank. some more stamps. Right, so you could basically think of these as a military Arbeitsbook. So the Arbeitsbook was basically just, it was a workbook given to civilians in Nazi Germany. Not really too interesting. This one, mine is, I can't read the name, but the person was born on the 14th of September of 1891, and I don't think they were married. Yeah, and just some more writing and stuff, and then that's where they worked. Right, so back to the Wherpass. It was basically a whole comprehensive identification book that you were given when you joined the German army, and all 4 branches had Wherpasses, so Luftwaffe, Wehrmacht, Kriegsmarine and SS, they all had their own Wherpasses. And basically when you finished either your basic training, you were given a Sollbuch, which was the one that were carried around. See, most of these are actually in pretty good condition because they were kept in filing cabinets for their whole life. But the Sollbuchs were kept in the soldiers' pockets, so they're found in very bad condition. But yeah, it told basically you see all the injuries, wounds, illnesses they had in their military career. Most of the time as well, which is interesting, is the photo that's used in these are seen in their civilian clothing, which is quite interesting to see how they dressed back then. But yeah, just a short video, I guess you could maybe a test on some German identification. Just hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.